Strong choice.
Okay, true confession, I walked around for way too long with a cracked screen on my phone. Looked a little bit like that one right back there. So if you're doing the same thing, don't put up with it anymore. Corey Simpson is on the show with us. He has the cell surgeon over in Hixson. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
People are a lot like me, aren't they? They'll walk around like that for way too long.
Usually until they have an issue where they don't have touch anymore. Then they want to get it worked on.
So is it kind of like a car windshield, Corey, where you can get one little crack and before you know it, it just grows and grows?
Not typically, no. So your screen is made up in multiple layers. So your top layer is glass, and then underneath that you have some layers that kind of go on, like window tint. So your first layer is going to be a digitizer. That's the part that reads your touch. Then you're going to have a layer underneath that's polarizer, which makes the light diffuse.
So we'll get into our conversation, but I want to tell something about you first. Because if you're going to take your phone, which has your whole life inside of that thing, to somebody, you want to know you can trust them, right? Well, Corey is a ramblin' wreck from Georgia Tech. You are an aerospace engineering major.
Yes, ma'am.
Probably the toughest degree they have there.
I would think so, yes.
So you know what you're talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you, when people come to you, it's not just their phones, right? Sometimes it's a computer screen.
Sometimes computer screen, game console. We get a lot of tech questions with account issues, like people get locked out of their accounts a lot. Mainly people that go to a carrier when they get their phone and the carrier sets up like their iCloud account. They didn't really know what the account was. They never got the password. They just got handed a phone that worked, and then they've never had an issue. And then they broke their phone and got locked out, and they don't know how to get back in.
You know, I'm making it about the cracked screen, but I guess you see things that are not just that, right? The repair could be something other than that.
Yeah, our two most popular repairs are going to be screens and batteries, but we do a lot of tech help as well.
So on the tech help, if you have, so we have iPhones in our house. I don't know what it is if you have an Android, but sometimes it can feel like whenever you get the update, you have more problems with your phone.
Definitely.
That's a true thing?
Yes. Apple historically, when they launch a new phone, like the iPhone 16 came out a couple weeks ago. With iPhone 16, you had iOS 18 come out, and new versions of iOS work really great on the current phones. But the phones, like I think the iPhone XS is the last one to get iOS 18, doesn't work great on those phones because they don't have the same amount of resources.
Okay.
So you'll end up, like I think right now, they update every Tuesday, I believe. So I think we're on iOS 18.0.4, which means they've had to update it 4 times in the last 2 weeks.
Okay, so you can correct me. I don't mind being corrected publicly. I just don't do the updates.
Most people don't.
Okay.
So that's pretty common. The only time we get people that do updates is when you have an app that no longer works because you need a more secure version of it. Or let's say you got a new Apple Watch. The new Apple Watch might need iOS 18 to operate. So most people just don't do it.
Okay, if somebody has the shattered screen on a phone like I have with mine, and they bring it to you, will you kind of eye it and say, okay, I can fix it for you for X amount of money?
Yes.
But if I were you, I'd just get a new phone. Like, will you be honest with people?
Yes. So if something is what we call beyond economical repair, most of the times we will recommend you replace the device. For instance, we have an Allstate next to us. Allstate has an insurance plan where they will cover your phone repair, and so we get a lot of people come in with their Allstate insurance plan, and that'll be a phone that's, for lack of better sense, it's totaled. It costs more to fix it than to replace it. And they need they call it a BER form. It's a Beyond Economic Repair form. You submit that to Allstate, and then Allstate will either repair the phone or they'll replace it.
Is it the kind of thing where you can't really give somebody a quote until you see the phone?
Yes, it's something you have to actually see.
Okay. In terms of the length of time it takes you to fix it, you try to do same day?
Most everything's same day. Screens, batteries take about an hour. Back glass on an iPhone takes about 4 hours, so that's a little more complicated because it's got to be pressed and sealed.
Does the type of phone case that you have make a difference?
It can. Most people don't carry a case. We tend to sell either a slim case or a heavy duty case because that tends to be what people lean towards. The artsy cases I would try to stay away from.
So like, I mean, I'll throw out a name brand like the OtterBox. Those are good.
Yes. They're fantastic.
Okay. So you really can. Do you think it's a good idea to take out the insurance on a phone?
On a phone that's new, I would say take the insurance out for at least a year. So So for instance, like my wife just got the 16 Pro Max. For about a year, it will be cheaper for me to pay the insurance for the first year on that phone than to repair it should she break the screen. The parts are just incredibly expensive for the first year.
Okay, so you can just see what your plan allows, and if you can
Yes.
buy insurance annually, do it the first year and then maybe back off.
Yeah, so once you get past that first year, the prices, especially when the next version of the phone comes out, the price of parts goes down substantially, and then you could save money on repair as opposed to paying for insurance.
It's just, there's nothing worse than having your phone paid for and then you crack it.
Yes.
And then you think, man, I just had it finally paid for. So he can keep you happy
Yeah.
And repair the phone that's got all your whole life on it. Go check him out, whether it is a phone, a computer screen, a gaming device, as you heard him say, maybe something that's not even screen related but tech related. 668-0100 is the phone number. Thecellsurgeon.com. He's on Highway 153 in Hixson. Go Georgia Tech.
Yes, ma'am.
Feel the warmth of the Jennifer Hudson Show.
Are some of you hot? You know why? Because I don't like being cold.
Plus Wayne Brady and family. And we're catching up with Khalid.
Sponsored locally by TBFCU.
Save big and celebrate the savings at Hamrick's. Hanging throws, buy one, get two free. Ladies flannels, $9.98. Southern Gal long sleeve tees, $9.